may remember me basically a year and a half ago when I was talking about flashcard technology and flashcard learning. And I'm a PhD student at RPI, and I just defended my dissertation in nuclear engineering. And so, you know, I've been pivoting around with this flashcard technology looking for the perfect application. And really, the flashcard technology is a learning platform that I'd like to adapt to all kinds of things. But sign language was a perfect market opportunity based on a lot of the customer development that I've done. And I'm going to start to get into that a little bit. But we just formed a B Corp, a Delaware B Corp, and the purpose of that B Corp is to help make sign language more accessible for the friends and family of the deaf community. So I'm going to tell you a sad story, and I apologize if it's too sad for you, but one of the people that we met, Marley, she runs a deaf check here in the Albany area. You know, she was born to hearing parents, as most deaf children are, and she had rubella at a very young age and lost her hearing. And she had a whole family, a dedicated family, and they all said, we're going to learn sign language. We're going to be with you along the way. We're going to do it. And of course, life hits you, and you have a job. You have people to take care of. And it only ended up that it was just only her sister that ended up learning sign language out of her whole family. And there's this whole guilt complex of, wow, like, you know, we really wanted to learn that for you, but we feel guilty. And, you know, she's at Thanksgiving sitting next to the turkey and only able to really converse ably with her sister. So there's a lot of examples of that, of people really in the hearing communities of people like you and me who have, you know, the greatest goal to learn sign language for a loved one, a family member, or maybe even for their job. Or maybe you're going deaf and you're afraid as well. That's another customer segment. But it's really quite difficult. Let me get into just a few numbers here. In terms of careers, there are a lot of careers in sign language. We're talking 100,000 jobs for interpreters. It's growing quite quickly. It's the third most studied foreign language in US colleges, believe that, right after French and Spanish. So, you know, there's a lot of people that are born deaf to hearing parents. There's a lot of people that are going deaf. And I've met several, you know, many examples of these kinds of people throughout my experiences and customer interviews. And, you know, I would say that, you know, there's easily a million people in the United States that are right now, they go on Google, they type in learn sign language. And, you know, they look around and they say, well, you know, okay, I found this book. Well, I'm trying to learn sign language from a book. That's pretty difficult. I found this class, but, you know, do I have time to go to it once a week? Do I remember what I learned? I found this video. You know, there's a lot of great YouTube stars, and they put up great content, but can you remember all that content? You watch the video a month later, do you remember what was going on? So there's really kind of a market niche for a learning, you know, tool here. And, you know, again, the flashcard's pretty simple, question, answer. If you get it right, you get it wrong, you know, you put it back in the deck, you don't put it back in the deck. But with computers, we can do away with the deck and make it a little bit more complex, use a computer for it. So the question says, what are they signing? And the answer is the video. So we're going to see if my demo works. I'm going to have Clint bring up just a website with this is me sitting in the RPI library, and we're going to play that. And then if you just want to click, you know, I was correct, go to the next one. So ask the question, what is being signed here? And if you know, you don't know, you just click one of them. It says, what's the answer? You know, pretty simple stuff. There's nothing super difficult about this whole situation, but it really is kind of a market niche to fall into. So you can go ahead and go back to the presentation, please. Target customer right there. So, you know, as I talked about the competition, you know, one of our other competitive advantages is when you look at the competition, they really pull in. You see this green screen over there, this guy in front of a bunch of cameras, there's a cameraman. You know, what I've developed is a program that with just a web browser and a webcam, you can record videos, very short videos, very easily. So effectively, our cost to develop this is incredibly cheap. You get one teacher for 1 month, we can easily make 100 lessons, each lesson with maybe 30, 40 flashcards. It's also something we want to do is crowdsource it in the future. And another one is really a lot of competitors, they do vocabulary really well, like, dog, cat, mom, dad, but do you really do conversation? What's conversation that's actually interacting with people? That's the goal. So nobody really does that well, and that's what we're focusing on. So that's basically what we are. And to date, we've gotten some traction. As I said, we've done really a lot of customer interviews. I've been working with 2 teachers from the Albany area with their students, basically demoing this with their students. And we've actually had some traction, and social media is one of our key channels that really, we've had some success on that. So here's basically our long-term goal. We're basically through this phase, which is develop a free usable product. It's usable right now. I took a sign language class, and I've made the content from that sign language class, which is mostly vocabulary at the moment. But we're developing a sellable product. I just hired someone from Rochester, and we're going to eventually work towards profitability. And we're not a multi-million-dollar looking company, but we're looking to make a difference in the world and get a lot of people to use this. So that's our team, and we have actually a lot of really strong people up there. Sharon Brown-Levy is one of the teachers that's let us use our class, and she's one of our advisors. So really, my pitch here to you guys is, are you maybe kind of a socially minded, perhaps, would you be interested in helping us out somehow? And I'm a little tentative to use the word investor because I'm thinking, this is kind of a social entrepreneurship gig, so it's not so much for the investment, but it's for helping people. So if that's attractive to you, come talk to me, and I'd love to talk in great detail into our plans. And a little bit of money could actually accelerate this whole process quite a bit because I've been financing it out of my own pocket. And also, if you're maybe a news reporter, or if you maybe have a background in the deaf community, I think I could have, I'd love to hear your story, or I'd love to tell you my story. So with that, I think that's the end of my presentation. I can take your questions. Anyone have any deaf relatives or friends or family? Voice the audience.
I don't know it yet.
So anyone have any kids? That's actually another huge market. I'm not exactly going after that, but there's, if you've ever seen the movie Meet the Fockers with the kid who signs, Danny DeVito's out there teaching sign language to his grandson, and it's a really pretty good clip of, children can sign far before they can speak, and there's a lot of educational products. That's probably the most developed business area right now is sign language for very small children. So, if you have a child and you want, if they know sign language statistically, if you know sign language, you won't know more languages, you're going to do better as a kid as you grow older. Or do you know anyone who's losing their hearing? Someone who says, "What? Do I hear that?" And for the most part, they don't want to admit they're losing their hearing, but there are a fair number of them that I've met, people losing their hearing. We think 30% of Americans are classified as deaf. And I've met several in classes that decided, hey, let's learn how to sign because if I'm going deaf, how am I going to connect with the people around me? And learning sign language is a good way to do it. So maybe those resonate a little bit more with the audience.
Yeah. Do you use volunteers at all?
There's actually a lot of encouragement that I've seen from the deaf community, and yes, the teachers have all volunteered their classes. There's a lot of people who would do it to a degree for free, so we're working on crowdsourcing, making it to where it's like YouTube, where anyone can make flashcards for their class. YouTube for people who are deaf that kind of want to also make it an educational experience as well.